You know, have you ever had that moment where you look back on your life and just cringe a little? You suddenly realize you totally overlooked someone who was always in your corner. It's a really common and, let's be honest, painful feeling. Well, today, we're going to dive into why our brains seem to be hardwired to miss the goodness that's right there in front of us.
So let's just get right to the heart of it. It's such a frustrating paradox, isn't it? The very people who offer us genuine kindness, unwavering support, they can somehow just become invisible to us. Why does that happen? Let's try and unpack the strange psychology behind it.
I mean, we've all heard advice like this before, right? It's the kind of thing you'd see on a coffee mug or hear from a well-meaning aunt. Pay attention to the good ones, cherish them. And yeah, on the surface, it sounds so simple, so obvious.
But come on, let's be real for a second. Doesn't that sometimes feel a little cliché, a little too sentimental? You might even find yourself thinking, why on earth would I need a reminder for that? If someone's truly worthy, shouldn't I just, notice? Well, that skepticism, that is exactly where our story begins.
Because this isn't just about forgetting to say thank you every now and then. Nope. We're talking about something way deeper, something that's actually a fundamental, and you could even say tragic, part of our human nature.
Okay, so here's the problem in a nutshell. The goodness that is just easily available, the kindness that doesn't ask for anything in return, that is often the very thing we ignore. Or even worse, we trample all over it. We take it for granted until, poof, it's gone.
Think of it this way, and this might sting a little, but we often behave like spoiled children. We're surrounded by all these wonderful toys, but we're over in the corner crying for the one shiny thing we can't have. It's a harsh comparison, I know, but there's a painful kernel of truth in it, isn't there?
And you see this tendency play out all the time. For some reason, we are creatures who are often drawn to complexity and conflict. We seem to have this bizarre magnetic pull towards drama, sometimes even towards pain, while the simple, peaceful sweetness that's right in front of us, it gets completely overlooked.
Now, to really get a handle on this, I want to try something. Let's step away from relationships for just a second and look at the world of art. Because there is a brilliant analogy here that honestly explains everything.
This question just floors me. I mean, think about it. You'll go to a museum, you'll stand in front of a canvas, and you'll feel this profound sense of awe looking at a painted sky. But that exact same sky puts on a free, spectacular show for us every single evening. And how often do we actually stop what we're doing to watch?
The greatest artists in history built their legacies on this exact idea. Van Gogh, Monet, they weren't out there painting alien landscapes. No, they were painting the light filtering through the trees. They were painting the arrival of spring, the wild colors of an evening sky, stuff we walk past every single day but don't really see.
And this is where it gets so powerful. It's almost as if these paintings are a gentle scolding. They're holding up a mirror to our own neglect, and they're basically saying, hey, you, look at this. This beautiful thing is here every single day. Why are you missing it?
So here's the real kicker. That powerful punch in the gut emotion we feel when we look at a great painting of a field of flowers, it's not just about the artist's skill. A huge part of that feeling is actually a sense of guilt. It's that sudden, sharp realization of just how much incredible beauty we've been blindly walking past day after day.
Okay, so what in the world do paintings of flowers have to do with the people in our lives? Well, it turns out this exact same pattern of overlooking everyday beauty is precisely how we treat the good people around us.
The parallel here is it's so clear once you see it, isn't it? We don't wake up and thank the sun for rising or thank the seasons for changing. We just expect them to be there. And in the very same way, we often fail to thank the good, consistent, reliable people in our lives. We just expect their goodness to be a given.
And what's worse, we don't just ignore these qualities. We actively misinterpret them. Think about this for a second. Someone's boundless generosity. We just assume it's an infinite resource that will never run out. Someone's quiet consistency. We mistake that for being boring. And their incredible patience. Tragically, we often see that as weakness. So while we're busy misjudging all the good people, where does our attention actually go? Well, far too often, it's drawn like a magnet towards complicated, difficult, dramatic personalities. The very people who often end up causing us the most pain. It's that same pull towards drama over peace that we talked about earlier. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. We can see the pattern playing out in nature, in art, and in our own lives. So, now what? What do we actually do about it? Well, this is the most important part. It's time for a call to action.
Breaking this pattern, it really starts with a simple but profound decision. It's like that moment you walk out of an art gallery and you promise yourself you're going to actually look at the sunset tonight. We can make that same conscious choice to see the goodness in the people around us.
And let's be really clear here. This isn't just some feel-good exercise. This is a survival strategy. Life is hard. It's messy and complicated. Those small, consistent acts of kindness and love that we receive, they aren't just pleasant little extras. They are the life rafts that keep us afloat. We literally can't afford to ignore them anymore.
So how do we start? Like, right now? It's actually super simple. First, just take a moment. In your own head, acknowledge them. Who are they? Picture their faces. Second, decide you're going to act before it's too late, before you regret it. And third, the easiest and maybe the most powerful step of all, just send that one message. A simple, from the heart, thank you.
And that's really what this is all about. This isn't just about understanding some interesting psychological concept. It's about actually making a change. So the question isn't theoretical. I want you to think about the people who quietly support you, who are always there, and ask yourself, who are you going to thank today?